Good morning, everybody. This is Claudia Gorin here with Aventura Hospital, and this is our 7th health lecture in this pandemic, so I hope you all enjoy it. Keep staying safe. I want to introduce our speaker for today, which is Ms. Karine Larrea Serrano. Take it away.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Karen Larrea Serrano. I am a nurse for the last 10 years. I work as a trauma outreach injury prevention coordinator and educator in the Aventura Hospital in the trauma department, and I've been there for almost 3 years. Today, my presentation is about injury prevention, and I'm gonna explain a little bit what is injury prevention. So it's a collaborative effort to prevent and or reduce the severity of disabilities and death. There's two categories in regards of injury prevention. One is unintentional injuries, and the second one is violence-related injuries. When we talk about unintentional injuries, we're talking about accidental injuries. In this category, we have falls, poisoning, motor vehicle-related injuries, water-related injuries, natural disasters, burns, and work and occupational injuries. When we talk about violent-related injuries, we're talking about firearms, child maltreatment, partner violence, sexual violence, suicide, terrorism, and more. When we talk about injury prevention, we also talk about statistics. And based on the National Center for Injury Prevention and Control Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, which is also known as CDC, unintentional injury is the #1 cause of death in the United States between the ages of 1 through 44. And you have the little link right there for the CDC. The next slide actually shows a picture of the 10 leading causes of injury deaths by age. So if you see, I don't know if you can see it clearly, but I'm gonna just take some of the examples to see what are the unintentional injuries depending on the age group. So for the ages of 1 through 4, you're gonna see unintentional drowning. So that's when the kids are gonna be very playful, they want to actually do experience by themselves, or they actually copy the parents. Oh, my parents go to the water, yes, I want to go to the water too. So they're going to be put themselves in danger. And of course, the age group also goes with their development growth. So of course, we're going to have to take the kids to take water safety classes in order for them to be safe. And then if we go to the other contrast and the other side, if you can see here in the red area, ages 65 and plus, you have unintentional fall as the #1 rank of unintentional injury deaths. As we grow older, we tend to take more medications, our bones are a little bit more fragile, so we tend to slip and fall more often. So there's also another statistics that 1 in 4 adults actually have a fall. And if you see also there's a trend from 25 to 34, the rank for unintentional falls is very low, but as we start growing older, you can see the red squares are starting to go up. Okay, so how do we prevent injuries? Of course, we do a lot of education, like the one that I'm giving you today. And what we do with this education, or before we start this education, is recognizing the population based on the age and group and development. In this case, for example, Aventura Hospital, our demographics is the elderly and your older adults. So we start doing fall prevention education. When we talk about education, we not only develop new programs, but we use existing programs. For example, the Florida Department of Transportation, they have a lot of programs about motor vehicle safety. So we use those programs and we collaborate with all of them to show the public how to be safe. And of course, after we do all this education, we do our own research to see if actually the education that we're showing to the public is going to be effective. But unfortunately, because of the magnitude of the education, we don't have an exact time, or the time period tends to be longer. For if you see the screen before, this is the last statistics from the CDC. It is 2018, and we're already in 2020. Okay, So teamwork, collaboration, prevention is an important component of safety and public health. So not only hospitals, local and other hospitals around, but trauma centers are also a very, very important component of safety. Police departments also give a lot of safety. They have their team programs and they show the kids and the teenagers how to be safe. State and local organizations, schools are also very important, and EMS fire rescue, of course, they have the fire safety education as well. So Ventura Hospital and injury prevention programs, we do offer senior safety fairs. We do the Don't Text and Drive, pedestrian safety, Stop the Bleed, and gun violence. So some of the reference I use and some of the resources that are very important for the public is the cdc.gov/injury, where I took the information about the statistics. The stopthebleed.gov, which shows how to stop the bleed. Safe Kids, which shows a lot of water safety also for those of you that have kids at home. And the Florida Poison Control, because we do have, I'm going to show you this one over here, from ages 25 to 55 or 65 and plus, we do have some problems about unintentional poisoning. And let me see if I can show you this little video. I am going to try. Okay, let me see if I can show this video. This video is about distracted driving, and see how this is about the AAA and how they actually show. Can you see it? Let me see. Uh, let me see. There you go. Share. Okay. Claudia, can you see it? Can you see my screen now? Okay. I'm going to show the video. It's just a little example how we work with other organizations together to show safety. I'm sorry, I think you guys can hear the video. I'm sorry. Okay, well, let me just go back. Well, basically the video is about how texting is not allowing you to be able to concentrate while you drive. So that's why there's many organizations, not only the hospitals, but others like AAA, which is an insurance company that shows you how to be safe while you drive. I think okay. So this is the end of the little presentation I have for you today. Anybody has any questions? Hello?
I am unmuting everybody just in case they have a question.
Oh,
I'm
sure.
asking if I
Were
have.
you guys able to hear the video?
No, I don't think the video was.
I couldn't hear it clearly. It was very
Very
minimized.
low?
Yeah.
Well, the whole point is about safety. You know, they're trying to show the teenagers or the young adults on the driving test, and she's actually letting them know, okay, go ahead, text, and then they see or count while you're texting, and then the young guy is like, oh no, I can't even concentrate. He couldn't even finish 1 to 10 to count 1 to 10. So that's exactly safety, right? So the lady is showing how to be safe while you drive.
Kareem, why don't you put the link on the chat? That way people can copy it on their own
Oh, sure.
the way.
Let me see if I can do that. Oh, let me copy. Does anybody has any other questions?
I guess it goes without saying that in Florida we don't drive very well.
Oh, no.
The road.
Yes. Well, during the pandemic, there was not a lot of car accidents, but of course, everybody's walking, everybody's riding bikes. So now is the hospitals or the organizations that work with kids, are actually putting all their efforts to do also education, because they're actually driving or the bicycle, but probably without the helmets, or they don't know how to fit a helmet properly. So that's why I think I have the link. Well, I can even do this. Let me see. I'm going to try to put in the chat in a minute. Let me go to this slide
So
really quick.
are courses like this part of the driver's education program?
Yes, they actually give before the adult or the younger adults, teenagers start driving. They show you some videos on how to be safe, but also that some of the insurances, as I was showing, give you some techniques or some ways to reduce accidents. And also schools, we also go to schools and we show them some statistics. So we're part of all the whole organization. When the colleges called us, some of them are just starting to start driving. Some of the young kids start driving, so we show them and we give them some education. Yeah,
Very
but it's
good.
not fully there. They tend, and younger adults also assume that they know what they're doing, and even when they're texting they think, oh no, yes, I know what I'm doing. But then when the accidents unfortunately happens, is when we figure it out. And that's why there's a lot of also public announcements and a lot of announcements outside, when you're driving, don't text and drive. And that's what Florida Department of Transportation is also trying to put out there, the word out. It's important, of course, as like adults, to show the other ones, or the younger ones, how to be safe. Not to scare them away, because it's part of living, right? You have to grow and you have to do all these things. But if you do it in the safe way, then you can even enjoy the ride, right? When you're going from, or when you commute from home to school, and then you go back home. Or even for the adults, right? When you're going to work, the same thing. And it's interesting how the kids now, the little ones, if they actually hear this education at schools, they said, oh no, mom, you shouldn't be texting and driving, at the same time. So stop what you're doing. So they can actually help you a lot. Believe it or not, the kids actually show a lot to the adults nowadays.
I'm not an expert, but when my nephew started driving a couple of months ago, my brother invested on a app or something system that
Mm-hmm.
disable his phone. His phone, the only thing that works is 911, because that you can't really block that, and because he has one of those cars with All Start or the Bluetooth or whatever, it'll allow him to use it and utilize it properly. But I think
Exactly.
that a lot of parents, especially when the kids are driving, it's definitely worth an investment, because I've been in the car with him just to Publix in my own car, and he has his, and he's like, "Tia, let me drive," and I'm like, "Okay, sure." And I'm like, "Dude, you can't drive with your foot out your phone." Like every night, he's
Exactly.
trying to grab it, to the point I was like hitting him, smacking him in the hand.
No, no, and you know what? And if you think about it, the kids are going to do exactly what you do. So you're going to be talking or telling them or showing them something that yourself is not going to do. So it's very important they lead by example. Like the same thing I'm telling you about the pools and how to be safe. You know, that's why depending on the age group is where we're going to go and start giving the education. And Aventura Hospital, I myself go to the Injury Prevention Coalition of Dade County, and they have poison control, they have Safe Kids, they have Florida Poison Control. Everybody works, you know, together to give information to the public. Unfortunately, you know, in this time of the pandemic, it's like, oh no, nothing happens, but yes, it does happen. And now, as I'm telling you, you know, a lot of people are buying bikes, they're riding bikes all along, you know, around, but do they know the laws? Do they know what to do, you know, when they're riding a bike, or the kids are wearing helmets as well as the adults? So it's very, very important that we continue to educate even in these times of pandemics.
I think you have a good point there, Karem, about the bicycles.
Mm-hmm.
Not only are the kids riding bikes more, but a lot of the older adults who don't want to go out, but they just are tired of walking and they want to ride bikes. I think that there is an increase in older people, you know, 40 and over, who want to get out of the house, who are getting into accidents because, one, they're
Yes.
not used to riding bikes so often.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's different when you ride a bike in a car. You know,
Right.
it's the traffic is so much worse, and they need to have helmets. Just, it's not just kids that need to
Exactly.
have helmets.
Right. That's why when I said lead by example, right? If the kid sees you doing something, then they're going to do the same thing. Sometimes the kids don't want to wear the helmet, but you do have to wear your helmet as well.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Anything else? Anybody else interested?
I think your presentation was very good, Karem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
So everyone that's tuned in, we will see you soon. You can check out the Bay Harbor Islands Fun Things to Do at Home for the next lecture date. I think we're doing it every 2 weeks. So the next one would be July 2nd. And as soon as we have the topic and the speakers all confirmed, the information will be up on our website. And thank you so much for joining us this morning. And I hope you all stay safe.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye. Thank you.